High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the Animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them.
Puts the boot to the midsection.
The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh yeah, Maivia is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him the personification of Maui.
The High Chief just refusing to be intimidated.
The Animal has no idea what to make of Maivia.
Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
And you can see Steele is struggling to weather the storm of the High Chief. Dribbling the opponent's head like a basketball.
Fist drop! Maivia gets stonewalled.
Crucial turnaround there because George was falling behind.
This could be a good chance for Steele to get some distance and rethink things.
Loving blows. Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian, and the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anua'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa.
Double leg takedown, got the shoulders down.
Oh, it turns it around and has the pin. Oh my, how in the world did he kick out of that?
Showing his determination there with that kick out.
Oh my! Oh, and a stomp.
Look at Maivia going to work on the Animal.
The High Chief has all the answers right now.
When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steele often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature.
But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to prove he's worthy of that name. Peter Maivia will take on any competitor, no matter the difficulty.
Bailing back, body throw!
You see the height on that?
Two very opposing styles in every sense of the word, Corey. High Chief Maivia is a much more physically gifted and talented athlete in the ring than Steele. What's it going to take for the Animal to get the upper hand here?
Well, he's got to be even more chaotic than ever inside this cage. Nothing about Steele makes sense to someone as traditional as Maivia. There's never any telling what the Animal's going to do in a match, and he needs to keep it that way.
And now he needs to hurry, needs to escape.
Wow, Steele with a big win over Peter Maivia.
Here is your winner, George!
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the Animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them.
Oh.
The Animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon.
No, nothing fancy here.
Tasting victory.
Backed up. Oh, turning the pin around. Hold on.
Trying to steal one here.
Wow, Steele with a big win over Peter Maivia.
Here is your winner!
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them. George the Animal Steele is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal.
But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief, Peter Maivia. When you consider that Maivia is also an excellent high flyer and a great technician, well, you can see why the High Chief is the favorite in this match, even with the steel cage stipulation. Ah, what a smash!
That is just insulting.
Momentum is all with Maivia now.
And you can see Steele is struggling to weather the storm of the High Chief.
Oh, that could have done some serious damage. Able to fight Maivia off. Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. Nice takedown. Stack them up. He gets an emphatic kick out.
Not time to expect victory yet. Goodness gracious.
Putting the boots to an opponent will take the fight out of them in a hurry.
Oh, what a chop block.
And after that shot to the knee, what could be next?
He's able to slip away from that. Peter Maivia sensed that was coming. Took him out at the knee. Oh, vicious headbutt. Well, George has certainly seen better days.
Take off.
Saw it coming and avoided it.
George the Animal Steele might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost a match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steele's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage.
Well, Maivia is called the High Chief in part because of his commanding presence in the ring. He's more than ready for what the animal will throw at him, even inside a cage.
Peter Maivia now with the upper hand.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the animal out here.
Boom. Oh, and a headbutt.
Oh, my goodness.
Just punishing their opponent. The animal may be wounded prey at this point.
The High Chief closing in on a successful hunt.
Fist drop. The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh yeah, Maivia is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him the personification of Maui.
And there is no other term for that than just cheap. A cheap shot. Oof. Maivia overwhelming his opponent here.
Can Steele recover from this adversity?
Ah, what a smash!
That is just insulting.
We've seen that Steele isn't above using a forearm.
And George is caught. Backbreaker. Maivia can taste it now.
2. And the High Chief defeats the animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia!
Anytime these two have faced off, it's been eye for an eye. But the steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief.